I'm Robert Barnes from Spider Machines, and today we're going to review the Printex Prism 2. Behind me is a 16-color, 18-station Prism 2. It's servo index, servo lift, AC print heads. One of the interesting things about Printex as it's come to the US market is that it has interchangeable palettes, squeegees, and flood bars with the M&R brand of equipment. Along with that, it works with the M&R Tri-Lock as well as the screens. So if you're running Newman rollers or static frames and you're using the M&R Tri-Lock, the Printex Prism 2 is completely adapted for that system. In this segment, we're going to cover some of the print head functions. As an example, you have a test print function at every head. You'll notice that it has a chopper style squeegee and flood bar with angle adjustments. Installed here are the M&R ink traps that you'll notice. So if we print this, the ink trap is designed to keep the ink contained within the print. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over section by section each function of the print head. You'll notice the Prism 2 has Newman roller frames in it. It is completely compatible with the M&R Tri-Lock system. So if you're using the M&R Tri-Lock now and all of your screens are already made, say 2331 or 2536, you can easily use it. Okay, now I just want to cover the basic functions of the head. Here you have the speed control, which control the rate of speed in which the head comes forward and prints back. So we can increase the speed and demonstrate it. And speed is important for how fast, but also very important for how slow. So if you're printing high density ink, you want to be able to move the print head very slow, but you also need to have a machine that's designed to where even at a very slow print, that it's strong enough to pull through the ink, whether you're printing high density or thick white ink on a dark shirt. Machine design is important, feature and function. But one of the unique things you have to consider is training and use of the machine. One of the things you'll see here is that there's a direct correlation between the theme of color and what function. So the yellow level, this horizontal plane, are these yellow buttons. So each one of these buttons, squeegee, flood bar, as well as front and rear screen, are yellow, which happen at the yellow horizontal plane. Now, as we look at this, you also have the blue and white. The predominantly blue sections are the arms as they rotate, and the white sections are the predominantly white sections here, which will bring the head to the front or the rear. So by pressing the button, we can bring the head to the front or the rear, and from the head we can actually index the machine. Now, one of the unique features of this servo indexer is that we can half index the machine. So one of the nice features about the half index is that you can do a test print, and then as soon as the test print is done, you don't have to manually move the table. You simply press the counterclockwise or clockwise and it rotates and you can inspect the print. Same goes with the flash. So when you do a flash, you can simply have it in a half index, press a button, test it. If it needs to go back, you press it and it goes back. The chopper system has two independent valves, so we actually have independent movement of the squeegee and the flood bar. So even if you had both of them in the down position and you were to bring the head to the front, the machine is intuitive enough to lift them up and bring it to the front, so you don't have to worry about double imaging. The Printex also has the old school method, and the old school method is to be able to simply press a button and then manually rotate the table. Then you can manually bring the table back into position, align it with the indicator light, and lock the table in place. It also has the old school table up, table down feature. Notice it's a servo lift, so we have a very accurate and smooth raising and lowering the table. The advantage of having servo lift on the machine is that you're not relying on just air cylinders pushing it up and down. So what that does for you is it gives you a very smooth lift, but if you press the memory button, it also gives you digital control of the off contact. So we can literally, just one tick at a time, change our off contact all the way to absolutely zero off contact. So we've got a range of about 3/8 of an inch with digital movement. So these front and rear buttons actually control the off contact for us in the up position, so we can feel the screen and say, yes, that's the off contact we're looking for. Now you have digital control at the main panel, so you can actually numerically type in what that value is, but out here at the printhead you can adjust it. So what I wanted to demonstrate was, here is your off contact, and as I press this, you watch the image and you can literally see the image changing the off contact. And that's how precise your control is. You can see the shadowing change as the off contact changes. The one thing about modern control systems like you see on the Printex is something as simple as this. The machine is running and you want to stop it, you simply press stop. Also during the setup, you're not slaved to the main panel. You're not constantly having to go back to the main panel to be able to change certain functions of the printhead during setup. So if you want to turn the printhead on and off, you can turn the printhead on and off right from the head. So when you evaluate a piece of equipment, you want to look at how much functionality is at the head. As an example, this machine is a 16 color 18 station. So you can imagine the diameter of this machine is quite large. If you have to walk all the way around the machine to go back to the main panel, that costs you time and money. Now one of the features I want to show you is the function. If you're in the function mode, that is like the setup mode. And so when we index the machine, the table will index, raise up, and stay up so that you can adjust the screen. So during the setup process, if you really think that through, what are you doing each time? You align the first one, whether it's a pre-registration system or you're using a piece of film, the table indexes, it raises up. If it stays up, you can adjust the screen to the tri-lock, to a pin system, or to a piece of film, lock it in place, hit the index button, the table will drop, index again, and stay in the up position.